You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on Van Helsing. Hi, Rurouni's. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here, and once again, I get to cover a 2004 action period horror movie for today's movie review. Is Van Helsing. Van Helsing is a 2004 American period action horror film written and directed by Stephen Sommers, who worked on the Mummy movies. It stars Hugh Jackman as vigilante monster hunter Van Helsing and Kate Beckinsale as Anna Valerius, which Kate Beckinsale is known for the Underworld movies. This film is an homage and a tribute to the Universal monster films from the 1930s and 40s, and also produced by Universal Studios, which were in turn based on the novels by Bram Stoker and Mary Shelley, which Stephen Sommers is a fan of those. So without any further ado, let's review this movie. Let's begin. In 1887, Transylvania, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, with the help from his assistant Igor and Count Dracula, successfully creates a monster. Dracula, a vampire, kills Frankenstein to use the creature for his own purposes. As an angry mob storms Castle Frankenstein, the monster flees to a windmill with his dead creator. The mob burn down the windmill, apparently destroying the monster. 1 year later, monster hunter Van Helsing kills Mr. Hyde after a brawl in Notre Dame de Paris, which is located in Paris, France, as well. Van Helsing suffers from amnesia, slaying evil on behalf of the Vatican City, hoping that he will earn redemption for forgotten sins. He is tasked by Cardinal Genet to go to Transylvania and destroy Dracula. He must also protect the last members of the ancient Roman family, the Valerius, whose ancestor vowed that his descendants would kill Dracula or fall into purgatory. He receives a torn parchment, reading in the name of God, opens this door in Latin. Van Helsing travels to Transylvania accompanied by Karl, an eccentric farrier and inventor. Anna and Velkan Valerius attempt to kill a werewolf controlled by Dracula, but both it and Velkan fell into the river when he was bitten by a werewolf. Van Helsing and Karl arrive in a village where they and Anna are attacked by Dracula's three brides, Verona, Marischka, and Alira. Van Helsing slays Marischka. Anna agrees to work with Van Helsing, but encounters Velkan, now cursed to become a werewolf during a full moon. The two follow Velkan to Castle Frankenstein, now used by Dracula, and an attempt to duplicate Dr. Frankenstein's experiments to give life to his undead children, using Velkan as a conduit, while Anna tries to rescue Velkan, who succumbs to his curse. Van Helsing confronts Dracula, who expresses familiarity with Van Helsing, addressing him as Gabriel and offering to return his memories to him. Van Helsing and Anna flee the castle. Dracula, discovering that his experiment has failed, Karl witnesses a painting come to life, depicting the two knights respectively transforming into a vampire and a werewolf. Van Helsing and Anna reach a deep cave below the destroyed windmill, where they meet Frankenstein's monster, who is the true key to fulfilling Dracula's plans. Van Helsing opts to shelter the monster in the Vatican. Just outside Budapest, the group are ambushed by the brides and Velkan. Verona and Velkan are both killed, but not before the latter bites Van Helsing, cursing him to become a werewolf. And Anna is kidnapped by Alleria, who arranges with Van Helsing to trade her for the monster. Van Helsing locks the monster within a crypt, but is captured by Dracula's undead horde. Van Helsing and Karl save Anna using a solar-based bomb created by Karl to destroy the vampires. Returning the Valerius family's castle reveal, Carl explains that Dracula is in fact the son of Anna's ancestor, imprisoned within an icy fortress hidden behind the large walled map of Transylvania. Using the torn parchment, Van Helsing opens the door. Finding Dracula's fortress, the captured monster informs Van Helsing that Dracula possesses a cure for lycanthropy. Carl realizes that only a werewolf can kill Dracula. Capturing Igor, Van Helsing sends him Anna and Carl to retrieve the cure. While he frees the monster, as he does so, the monster is struck by lightning twice, bringing Dracula's children to life. Dracula, spotting Van Helsing, transforms into a demonic form. Fighting Van Helsing in a werewolf form, Alaria and Igor are both killed as Anna and Carl retrieve the cure. Following a fierce skirmish, Dracula then reveals to Van Helsing that it was he who murdered Dracula. Dracula offers to restore all of Van Helsing's memories, but he declines, stating that some things are better left forgotten. Eventually, Van Helsing kills him and his children by biting Dracula's throat on the throat. But he accidentally kills Anna as she delivers the cure. But he finds out. But Carl told Van Helsing in werewolf form that Anna is dead. So yeah, he transforms. So the werewolf lets out a howl and then he reveals back to Van Helsing as he finds out that Anna has died, which is it was a long way from the ending scene from the Incredible Hulk pilot, where the Hulk lets out that big howl of a roar after Elena Marks died in the Hulk's arms. So, anyways, Van Helsing and Carl host a funeral for Anna overlooking the sea, where the monster departs by boat as he witnesses Anna's spirit reuniting with her family in heaven. Freed of their vow together, Van Helsing and Carl ride off on their next adventure, as you noticed, if you will. And that's my review on the movie Van Helsing, because, I mean, the character Van Helsing, the character that Hugh Jackman played, it was basically inspired by the character D, who is from the 1985 anime movie Vampire Hunter D, as well as, along with its predecessor, anime movie from 2000, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is the basis for Steven Sommers to create the movie Van Helsing later on in 2004 as well. Which is it's just how it is what it is. It's just probably part of the basis that is inspired by D from the Vampire Hunter D anime movie as well. Yep. The film earned $51 million US dollars at the number first during the opening weekend on May 7th to 9th on 2004. The film eventually grossed about $300,257,475 US dollars worldwide, of which US $120,000 and $177,184 was from the US as well. Yep. Van Helsing received mostly negative reviews by the critics. Rotten Tomatoes, a review aggregator, reports that 24% of 226 surveyed critics gave the film a positive review. The average rating is 4.18 out of 10. The film's consensus calls the film a hollow creature or feature that suffers from CGI overload. Metacritic rated it 35 out of 100 based on 38 reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B and on the A+ to F scale. James Bertinelli of Real Views gave an extremely negative review, rating the film out of half a star out of 4 and calling it the worst would-be summer blockbuster since Battle Earth. Furthermore, he wrote, there are quite a few unintentional funny moments. All the overall experience was too intensely painful for me to be able to advocate it as being bad, so good as how you expect. So, however, would doubtless view it as such. More power to them, since sitting through this movie requires some more than a strong constitution and capacity for self-torture. Mick Lassell of the San Francisco Chronicle greatly disliked the film. Writer-director Stephen Sommers throws together plot strains from various horror movies and stories and tries to muscle things along with flash and dazzle, but his film just lies there weighted down by a complete lack of wit, artfulness, and internal logic. What Somers tried to do here is use action as the only means of involving an audience, so the story is sacrificed, character development is non-existent, and there are no attempts to incite emotion. Instead, Somers tries to hold an audience of 2 hours with nothing up his sleeve but colored ribbons, bright sparklers, and a kazoo. What he proves is that there is no way to make movies. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 3 out of 4, stating that at the outset we may fear Somers is simply going for F/X overkill, but in the end, he has somehow succeeded in assembling all his monsters and plot threads into a high-voltage climax. Van Helsing is silly and spectacular and fun. Yeah, so we all know that there is some spin-offs, like the animated prequel to the Van Helsing movie, which is the animated prequel titled Van Helsing: The London Assignment, which takes place before the main events of the film, focusing on Van Helsing's mission to try to stop Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from terrorizing London, which is basically has its anime style, but we'll come to that in later, but this is not what I'm discussing about, but I'm here to discuss about the 2004 movie. I mean, the character that Hugh Jackman played Van Helsing was addressing by the name Gabriel Van Helsing in the 2004 film Van Helsing. Now, if this was Bram Stoker's Dracula, I mean, Van Helsing was played by Anthony Hopkins as Abraham Van Helsing in the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, which I've already reviewed. Now, if this was Bram Stoker's Dracula, then I would have been compelled for my revisiting movie I have to have it on blast if you ever want to see which one to start with. But, anyways, Van Helsing has won Saturn Award for Best Horror Film, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup, and Best Special Effects, and the Best Music was won for nominee Alan Silvestri. Visual Effects Society for the nominees Jeff Heron and Chad Taylor for the subject on Outstanding Special Effects and Service to Visual Effects and Motion Picture as well. Because I know it has many awards that have received for the movie Van Helsing, I guess. Besides, because the character Van Helsing that Hugh Jackman plays was the original basis, which is inspired by D from the Vampire Hunter D anime as well. So that's going to be it for my movie review on Van Helsing for today. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on Van Helsing. I mean, it's been a while since I've been watching this movie so many times, even though I have it on DVD. It's been a while since I've been watching the movie so many times. I mean, think of it, but before we finish off, I mean, here's some things I wanted to explain for the movie Van Helsing. I noticed that there's some spin-offs that I forgot to mention. There is one-shot comic book published by Dark Horse Comics titled Van Helsing from Beneath the Rue Morgue that follows Van Helsing on a self-contained adventure that occurs during the events of the film just after the death of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in Paris. But before Van Helsing returns to Rome in the adventure, Van Helsing deals with Dr. Moreau and his hybrid mutants. But we'll come to that aggravation at this point. But actually, I was here to discuss about, because this movie was directed by Stephen Sommers, who is known for The Mummy Returns, as how you expect. And also Hugh Jackman, who is known for the X-Men film series, as well. You forgot to mention. So that's. Hope subscribe for content. My anime find link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have a Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below in this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified on your emails. And Yeah, this is the first time because I know that Halloween is coming up because I haven't done because we were long overdue for this movie review on Van Helsing, and I've got another movie review coming up. What I have in mind for the next one. Stay tuned for my next movie review. It's time to do the time warp to transsexual Transylvania with my movie review on the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Until next time, stay tuned for my next movie review. Till next time.